Hello and welcome to today's edition of Honey Acres Homestead Mobile Home Makeover. Well, really it's the only edition. On today's episode, we will be taking something old and forgotten and using it to make something creative and eye-catching. We will also show you some tricks to make those mobile home walls look a little less mobile-y. Peter and I have been working on getting our boys' room painted and finished, and we've done some work to the walls in there. But we did leave one wall unfinished, and that is because we thought it would look nice to make it an accent wall, to put some wood on there and make it look rugged and interesting. I noticed that we had some old abandoned wooden fences that were just piled on the side of our driveway. So I checked those out, and I was able to find enough boards that weren't rotten, but were just wonderfully weathered. So we're going to be working on getting these cleaned up, cut to size, and seeing how they look when we put them on the wall in there. This is our boys' room, and this is the wall that we have not finished yet. All we've done to this wall is to remove the mobile home strips, and you can see where the original wall is there. So we are going to paint over this stripe so that we can't see it peeking through the slats of the wood when we put the wood on the wall. The people we bought this house from, they left behind a lot of the paint that they had used on different walls, so I actually have the same color as this gray right here to work with. So I'm thinking the can that says bedrooms maybe wasn't for this bedroom because this gray doesn't really match. But hopefully it's a little better than the white. And since it's mostly going to be covered anyway, hopefully it's all right. Alrighty, so Peter has the saw set up for me, and I have pre-measured and made some templates of the sizes of wood that I'll need for the wall. So I'm just going to be duplicating these templates, and when I have them all cut, I can just go in there and put them up on the wall. The wood is all cut. Now working with really weathered wood like this, it does give it a lot of character, being old and having sat out in the weather. But it does also create some issues like warping and rotting and some dirt and even the occasional bug. So I'm going to get a brush and kind of brush off all the debris off of these before we bring them into the house. And hopefully the boards are straight enough that we can get just a really nice, even pattern on the wall for the boys' room. We've begun putting up the wood, and we're pretty much in the home stretch now. We got the outlet figured out, and we just have to move it on up the wall. All right, here it is. The finished wood wall. The boys said it kind of looks like a cabin inside here, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I like it a lot.
You like it a lot?
Yeah.
What do you think, Timmy?
I would say it's pretty good.
So as I've been working inside, Peter's been working out here in the property with his tractor, clearing areas. This is a new clearing that he just made by pulling up some small trees and mowing down some of the brush. You could really see a big difference. Look, you could see the ground. It's awesome. So you can kind of see a big difference between what he's done here and then just looking back in here. That's what this all used to look like. So he's making a lot more usable space for us and our animals. Now that our boys' room is pretty much finished, we're going to get started on our daughter's room. Now, it is a mobile home, so we have these strips, and we mentioned that we had removed these in our son's room. I'm going to show you how we're doing this. It just makes the wall look a lot nicer not to have these strips going down it. This is how the mobile home comes because these are each different sections of wall, and there is a seam that's hidden underneath this strip. These strips are just held on with some staples. So what I'm going to do is get this putty knife. I'm going to score on each side of the strip because it has been painted over, and then I'm just going to pop it off. It's pretty easy and pretty fast. So it really comes off very quickly and very easily. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the room, pulling off these strips. What I'm going to do now is get a hammer and hammer down all the staples and nails that are sticking up on these seams so that they're nice and flush with the wall. All right, nails are hammered in, and I'm just going to deal with all this paint that started to peel a little bit where I took those strips off. I just want to get it nice and flat, so that way I can put spackling over the top and not have it kind of sticking up through the spackling. Time to spackle. Now all the seams have one coat of spackling on them. We will go back and do it one more time, and we know from experience from doing the boys' room that some of these seams will turn out better than others. Some of the seams were bigger cracks, some of them, the walls are kind of cockeyed a little bit, but we're gonna do the best we can, and I think it'll look great. All right, so I'm out here in our garage workshop, and I've been bringing in some of our daughter's things into her room because we finally finished her walls. It took several days. We did 2 coats of spackling over the seams on the wall. We sanded it down in between to make it nice and smooth, and then we primered the wall, then we textured the wall, and then we painted the wall. We did one wall, kind of a fun accent wall that's a different color, a dark purple with some glittery flowers stenciled on the wall. And I think it looks pretty good. Our daughter really likes it. You could still see some of the seams in certain places, and that's just because the walls did not come together nice and flat in those areas. But once you get the furniture in, hang some pictures, it's really not noticeable, and I think it looks pretty good. So, I know that this video is different than what we usually do, and I can't imagine we'll do a lot of home makeover type videos in the future. But I just wanted to show you what we've been working on while we've been waiting for our little chicks to hatch and while we've been making other farm plans. Today, our chicks actually started hatching in our incubator, and we could hear the little cheeping coming through the door. So our next video will probably look a lot more farmy than this video. We're just so thankful and happy to have this house, to be able to work on it, make it our own, and turn our house into our home. So thank you for spending this time with us here, and we will see you next time.